My name is Oscar.
My name's Carl, and this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today, we're talking about Beastly, which currently has a 5.5 on IMDb, a 21% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.2 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot? Oscar, what's that plot? It's Beauty and the Beast. You don't need to look it up. Just mildly recap Beauty and the Beast.
I just want to see what Beastly... Okay, they've just done a modern day... Damn it! A modern day take on Beauty and the Beast, where a New York teen is transformed into a hideous monster in order to find true love. Okay, so it's Beauty and the Beast. Modern.
I saw it was based on a book, but not based on Beauty and the Beast, but rather based on a book based on Beauty and the Beast.
Which I think is just so they can do cheaper rights, right?
Absolutely.
They're doing the Beauty and the Beast,
yeah.
But I'm sure Disney somehow has that like locked down, so you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Carl, before we roar into Beastly, we tear into Beastly.
Why'd you do that?
He's like a beast.
Why'd you row?
Okay, let me try.
You need to be like, let's Alex Pettyfer our back in time.
Fuck, he's good. He's good.
Oscar, we're doing Beastly.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this. I feel like we've had it on the cards for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Waited for a moment for it to feel right. Have you ever seen it?
No, I've just been hyped about everyone that's seen it's gone, oh, you guys have to do it. And then give me just sort of this, like, they've almost like pinched their nose and gone, it's smelly though. I cannot wait. All I know is Alex Pettyfer's a beast. Carl, have you seen this one?
Yes, I have. I saw it, I think when it came out on DVD.
Wow.
And
just you holding that Beastly DVD gives me a bit of hope.
It has lived pretty rent-free in my head. Like, I think I know...
What is this film doing that it inspires so much?
Nothing's right. From memory, nothing is right. Everything's done wrong. Everything is... I just remember everything being offensive.
Nice.
And like...
When is it? At in 2011 as well. That's not. You're definitely going, oh, that's not on. This is bad now.
I don't know if it is a phrase, but I'm happy to coin it, which is I think Neil Patrick Harris is doing blind face, which is he's doing a very offensive looking blind person. And I just remember knowing a neighbor that was blind, I was like, this is nothing like the life he is living, or what's happening with his eyes.
Damn, what's he doing? Is he just sort of
doing,
is he Three Blind Micing it?
He's like doing when in How I Met Your Mother, when Barney would hit on someone by being like, what if my pupils were over here, but my face was over here?
And I guess that kind of works comedically because he's doing a bad impression.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is less better, but normally the target was these dumb blonde idiots would believe anything, and Barney Stinson gets the puss.
And he is, from memory, the heart of the film. I don't know. I don't even actually remember why he's a part of it.
Maybe the liver.
In my mind, the way the plot goes is Alex Pettyfer becomes a beast and moves in with a blind man. I think his dad...
that's a modern day telling of Beauty and the Beast.
That's how it is.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. I remember Belle's I'm moving in with a beastly and a blind man, and that's what the Brothers Grimm wanted.
Okay, huge.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm very excited for it.
Carl, who do you think would watch this? Who's the target audience for Beastly 2011?
Look, if you watched any Alex Pettyfer film, so you're if you saw Stormbreaker, if you saw In Time, if you
I Am Number 4?
I Am Number 4,
yeah.
You were clearly going to watch this.
Yeah.
It's only for Alex Pettyfer fans.
It feels like, when was this? When was Twilight? Oh, it's that perfect, Twilight made how much money? Get me any freak. The girls love a hot guy who's a monster, and we're going to get Pettyfer getting all gangly and stuff, and that's going to make us
Pettyfer
money.
would still be around if he was in Twilight.
Totally.
He would 100%. He
just got some bad roles. I feel like we've done a lot.
He had a slew of poor choices.
Yeah. And they were big, and I'm sure they made a lot of money on DVD sales, but oh my god, just nothing of fun.
Do you remember when we watched I Am Number 4?
Oh, vile.
What a horrible film.
That was vile.
But it was like we were watching, my partner and I were watching Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
Was he in that?
No. But it's wild to see Robert Pattinson, and you go, wow, you're going to become such a big actor.
Yeah.
And he's not even... It's one of those...
Is he the biggest actor from that franchise?
Yeah, right? Batman, Tenet, the Nolan's he's in everything of mine now.
He's the siren. He's the siren.
So I'm going to say Alex Pettyfer fans. Oscar, who are you saying?
Ooh, I guess if I guess if you watched, I mean, do you remember what? I remember watching that live action one with not Hermione, Emma Watson, that Beauty and the Beast. I guess I really did not like that. That's just sort of nothing like that. You watch that and it just leaves your brain. So I feel like if you, like me, you want to remember things. You know, your memory's fading. This feels like I'm keen to be in on the zeitgeist of this film. It seems like a collective like trauma. I want to jump in on this.
Yeah, I think it's also for people who want to watch a movie with somebody deemed by Hollywood as like them looking ugly, but you want them to come good at the end.
Oh yeah,
right.
Where you want them to look back to their hot
like
self.
I'm sure there's people that watch like Mask and things like that where they're like, it's a real shame that at the end of Mask he just dies. So he was ugly and then he died.
Are we thinking of the same one? I'm thinking of the Jim Carrey The Mask.
No, I'm talking about the movie Mask with Cher and
Not Jim. I just imagine someone watching Jim Carrey all green, just like, oh god, I hope he makes it out.
he was doing green face.
Oh god,
Him and Cynthia Erivo both
not
cancelled.
very alphabet coded. That's not good. That's not good.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Carl, Beastly. How are you now?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty poor. It's really bad.
It is. I think the concept alone was flawed, and then they've gone, what if we just misstep everywhere?
Yeah.
What if we just step and poo every time we take a step? Like, oh no, it's wee and shit and piss.
Why is it high school?
Why is it high school?
They're all uni-coded, right? Like it feels like they're all doing college things.
I think so, because Alex Pettyfer is running for class president. I guess
Yeah.
that's like, which feels grand.
Yeah, I don't even get the timeline of any of this.
Oh,
even.
I don't get the. Oh, it's all out of order. It feels
Yeah.
like it's like oh, we're doing a different like narrative.
This movie's a year. This whole movie is a year.
We'll get into the time jumping because I've got no idea how it's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like 5 months have passed.
Yeah.
Carl, let's. Get
this
into
movie loves a passage of time. I've never seen a movie so addicted to a passage of time.
It's crazy. They've gone. Let's do a montage of changing seasons. It's like, guys, you've given
There's
yourself
only
a year.
one.
There's only 1 year. You've got 1 year.
You can only depict winter once.
Yeah, it's
not
done.
twice.
It's done. Carl, let's get into Alex Pettyfer. Okay, he opens up. He's doing push-ups. He's living like the American Psycho dream.
I'm going to tell you right now, he has never looked hotter.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine the sheer ego you would get when it's written into a script that their character trait is they're hot. That must be so good when they're like, you got the role of hot guy.
Isn't it bonkers as well? Because this film goes, okay, we need to make him look like a beast. And I gotta tell you, he does not look like a beast.
He looks kind of cool.
He looks kind of cool. I think with a mustache and some interesting fashion, he could be cool.
No.
He'd be in there with it.
He simply adds on like 2 extra piercings and adapts a different fashion sense.
Yeah.
I see this guy in New York all the time.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it's
He's
fine.
there. He's there. He's on the cover.
He's cool.
He's nailing it.
It's
He's the
actually
moment.
sweet.
Yeah.
He's the thing. He's sort of rocking being bald.
Yeah.
And then he's got these cool silver tats.
I think it's bullshit that the whole thing, they're just like, his whole thing is he's like, fuck fatties, I'm gonna kill them to death. Anyone's got a gut, they're scum. And then when he becomes a beast, he's still got rockin' abs.
Yeah.
And he just works. I don't know, it's crazy the whole film crumbles. He's like, well, he's still hotter than me, so
Yeah.
that's unfair.
My big takeaway is, and we don't usually get political, but did Trump base himself on this guy?
Oh, this is crazy, right? This whole thing is just like, all right, anybody that opposing me, you scum, you're a fat cunt, I'll kick you.
Embrace the suck.
Yeah.
I'm going to point out people in the audience that are unattractive right now, and everybody's like, yeah. I'm like, why? What?
Here's the thing, though. This school, and I do think Alex Pettyfer is the villain of this whole film. Because the second he goes away, I think a lot of people are like, we were so mean. We only based off of... They all learn a lesson. He's the only one that does not learn a lesson.
It gives the sense evil was vanquished when he left.
It seemed like he shouldn't have get redeemed. It's crazy the witch was like, well, he's banished. And then everyone around is like, oh, God, I feel light. I feel like I'm not bullying people upon their parents. It's lovely.
On top of that, he is also just a deeply violent person.
Oh, yeah.
Very violent.
Right?
Yeah. I also could not, in terms of like design choices, I could not take my eyes off the fact that his eyebrows are just tattooed words.
Oh, well, this was what I thought. Because I was like, so when he becomes a beast, he gets, so let's talk about it. He's got like sort of a bunch of tattoos on his face, sort of like...
He only gets like 2 scars.
Yeah, he gets a couple of scars. I think he's got like a bit of a deformity around his nose.
Yeah.
And he's got a bunch of sort of like henna-style tattoos around him. He then also, above his eyebrows, has what looks like Arabic. But then you look closer and it's just like pseudo-Arabic that says suck and embrace.
Yeah.
Have you noticed
Yeah.
that? Like it's not Arabic.
It's
it's just kind of weird on his cursive. It's like, well, that's because the witch's whole thing is like, embrace the suck. Is that from a book or anything? Or
That's not her thing. That's his thing. And she's mocking him.
Oh, gotcha.
His campaign thing was embrace the suck.
Is his last name Suck?
No.
Why would that be the embrace the
I
suck?
don't know. I don't think he's run a good campaign.
No.
I don't know why everybody was like, yeah.
Well, the witch is like, I defaced your poster. He's like, that cost me the campaign! What the hell?
I also don't know why who cares? Like, it's like one of those things where I'm like, when he meets his dad and the dad does not care that he's running for student president, I'm like, yeah, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Your self-worth shouldn't be attached to you.
I don't know what happened at your school, but I remember there was 4 students who went, we're going to be class president. Everyone went, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ours basically did that. They were like, here's the voting pool, and everyone was like, but yeah, what if we got this silly idiot to be a part of it?
You get one class clown.
And the teachers are like, not him.
Yeah. I mean, at a young age, you learn about, how powerful figures. You can never enact change. That's the problem. The elites will pick their winners. It's puppet mastery, all that sort of stuff. You learn that at a young age, and Alex Pettyfer knows it.
That's why it feels like it should be uni-coded.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense that they all seem really independent, really adult. Like everywhere they go feels like a college party where they're heavily drinking, but they've never got a drink.
Well, yeah, no, it's just like we all got dressed up and fucked around and we're kissing.
Yeah.
We're all stone cold sober. It's like, oh, God. Mary Elizabeth Olsen?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Mary Elizabeth Olsen? One of the Olsen twins.
Yeah. I think it's Mary.
Gotcha.
I think Elizabeth Olsen's the famous one, right?
Yes. One of the Olsen twins. You flip a coin.
Yeah.
I did think. Do you think like a young child, they could swap out roles? Like she could do a day and she would do a day.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's totally fine.
I think so. They totally could parent trap whenever they felt like it.
Okay, good for them.
Yeah.
All right, huge. She's a witch.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about this.
Yeah.
The movie every character in the movie seems uninterested in talking about the fact magic's real.
Yeah.
Like they're not really concerned about it. They're not really interested in it.
Yeah.
Like it's so like
what is the witch in this?
A blind
universe?
man is cured.
Yeah.
But
you think that would make some noise,
Because the thing is the cleaner, she gets her kids back, and that's just like maybe everything just sorted itself out in whatever situation that was.
Yeah.
But that guy just gets to see again.
Yeah.
That's magic, baby. Like
you'd think that there would be more looking into this. What in the universe is this? Because I feel like if magic's on the cards, this whole thing's out the window.
I'm fighting back with magic.
Yeah.
If I get turned into beastly, I'm fighting back with magic.
Oh yeah, I'm finding another wizard or witch.
Yeah.
I'm coming together.
I'd put a curse on
her.
her.
Smite her. We're gonna smite her. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know why
you don't bring a gun to a magic fight. You know?
No, not at all.
You know?
I'd go, okay, so we need to fight this with magic.
Yeah.
I would have become an incredible aura. And simply, here's the thing. He's already got the look. So now, if he's stuck looking like that...
Can I say, if you go, hey, there's magic in the world, and you look at every single human on the planet, and you go, well, Alex Pettyfer definitely is the magician, because he looks like a magician so much.
He's simply got Chris Angel'd.
Oh,
She's like, here you go, you've been mind freaked.
And in 2011, that worked.
That does work.
He would have a Fox 8 show like that.
Like that. He'd be putting phones into beers. Everybody be like, whoa! Him on the Las Vegas Strip, this man's a millionaire. I don't know why he's trapped away in the nicest little home in New York.
Oh, yeah.
He should be out in Vegas making a name.
Let's get into the dad, okay? Because essentially, Mr. Alex comes home. He's like, Dad, he emails his dad on a BlackBerry. He's like, I ran for election. The dad doesn't have a liquor time.
I loved the caricature of a guy that's like, I've always got a phone in my ear. I love that trait that was there for like 5 years.
5 years.
They're a workaholic.
I really think it got, I guess maybe it just got like, maybe it's just easier to hold a phone up to your ear. But it's a shame we shunned everyone for that because it's such a beautiful thing to have.
I think it's just because it's like, why don't you take it out? Like nobody's that. It's just like because we've got AirPods now, so you can leave an AirPod in and that's fine. You can walk around and chat with it, but just take it out.
Yeah,
don't look like such a wanker.
Also, this guy's like, yes, he's like a news anchor, right? He's kind of like the Tucker Carlson vibe. It seemed like he was like a Fox News sort of anchor.
He's definitely a Republican news anchor.
Did you see the news thing? It was just like Mexican gang war. What should we do? You probably should
We'll talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not a lot, but just right now, that was just a still frame. Yeah?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I think it was sort of. I couldn't remember like what they were doing. I was like, is he looking into like the mirror? I don't know if he does that in Beauty and the Beast because he's calling his dad and he's looking at a still frame of his father. So I guess maybe they were like, we can't afford him on screen, so I guess we'll just have a still photo.
I
don't
just
know what
don't
they
know
were doing.
why. It was a still...
I just think constantly I was like, okay, what are they doing in Beauty and the Beast? And quite often at the time, they didn't do like a parallel to Beauty and the Beast.
No. Well, why didn't she walk in and be like, you should stop watching this? She should walk in and concernedly be like, have you been staring at this frozen photo of your dad for the last hour and a half? Why aren't you watching live news?
Oh, God. This is another thing, but we'll get into Alex Pettyfer. The film starts with about 20 minutes of him being vile. Like, any interaction he
Horrible.
has, he's like, fat, kill yourself, you're nothing, you're scum. He goes to his cleaner, and she's like, how you doing, Alex? Like, what do you got, 17 kids? And she's like, I hope you get cursed. I hope you get cursed.
Everybody's waiting for this guy to be cursed.
Yeah.
It feels like he's so evil, it's inevitable he'll get cursed.
Oh, yeah, even if magic doesn't exist in this world, you're like,
Yeah.
you are too comically evil. You are definitely going to get cursed.
Absolutely. I can't imagine having this attitude at, I guess, 17. Like, this is a really vile attitude. And it's coming
Vile?
from the dad.
Oh, coming
when
from
you
the
meet
dad,
the dad,
100%.
here's the thing about the dad. What a nuanced character.
Oh my God. He's got this sort of succession level. Is like he's got success. He's trying to keep the family unit, but, you know, he's keeping it arm.
I love that he abandons his son immediately. It's crazy. He's like, here's the keys to the new place. I'll be here He's like, I'll be here all the time. Or maybe every weekend. Every other weekend.
I don't think he even keeps up with the lies. Like, I might be... No, I won't be here.
Yeah.
I'm keeping you locked away in a tower because you freak me out. I'm going to go thrive over
Yeah.
here.
He basically gives her the keys and he's like, you got a year. Fix this or move.
He also takes him to, like, the doctor when he becomes beastly.
Yeah.
And he goes, doctor, can you, I don't know, put him down like a dog? Is that an option? And Alex's like, oh, don't put me down. Oh, no.
He's like, surely there is a way to get his face fixed or die. One or the other. I guarantee you, if he had gone under for facial reconstruction, the dad would have walked in and been like, I'm not really paying for the reconstruction, just euthanize.
Just euthanize. It's much cheaper.
That's much better. That's fine.
You gotta downplay the doctor, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just like, maybe I'll euthanize him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll cure him.
Harvest him for parts.
Yeah.
When my things start to fail, we'll use him of youth.
Grab the organ. I want a lung. A good lung. I smoke hard.
Do we think this witch character curses a lot of people?
Are we thinking she's like all being, or do you think she's a new witch? Like she's 17 as well?
Well, I would have loved more to know with the witch because I think it would have been more fun if she was like a practicing witch.
Yeah.
You know, but she seems pretty confident in being an
Catholic, yeah.
actual witch.
Yeah.
You know, like she's like, oh, I've done spells before and I'm doing them now.
She knows the ins and outs of magic. She's pretty blasé. She's like, oh, God, I completely forgot I cursed you. Well,
Yeah.
that's magic, you know? I can't do anything about that. Sorry, buddy. I really forgot. I've got a couple of curses on the go, you know? You're not my main concern.
So he invites her to a party just to chastise her, which is so mean. And I don't know why everybody encourages it and lets it happen.
Well, I mean, do they though? Because he gets to the party, he's like, hey, everyone gather around. Hey, gather around. The witch is here. And everyone's like, oh, God, we voted for that guy? Oh, nuts. Because the witch is like, all right, you're getting cursed.
Yeah, right? And so he gets cursed. We go for everything with the dad, trying to reconstruct him and everything like that. I do love, actually, when he is saying to him, what if we just got you skin grafts? We'll do anything it takes, even if it means he's going to die. Alex Pettyfer's like, why did you say that? He's like, that's not what I meant. That's just how it came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that statement is the same.
I just think he was trying to lowball the doctor. I think, like, I know how he dies. Fuck it. Essentially, Alex Pettyfer is then put in this beautiful house in, I guess, the other Long Island? I don't know. It looks over near New York City.
Yeah, he gets his own big, beautiful home.
Yeah.
So the dad gives up his cleaner.
Yeah.
The dad has bought him a new place.
Yeah.
The dad has hired him a blind tutor.
Yeah.
The dad's sinking a lot of money into this, and he says it's so nobody can spy on you. And I don't know why they would.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it just seems like the film the whole time was like, oh, God, we gotta do Beauty and the Beast. It keeps like they keep forgetting and they go, oh, he's in a house alone, isn't he? The dad buys him a house and you're banished there. I don't know why he's in this house. I don't know why the dad would be like, you can't come back to the New York apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, so he does just like abandon him there. Yeah, I think it was one of those things that I feel like it maybe would have made more sense if Alex Pettyfer was like famous as well. So people were like, what happened to him?
Yes.
Why has he become a recluse? Like why? And so they would be bothering the dad.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't delve on that
I guess
at all.
maybe I mean, the film hasn't done a good job. Maybe this campaign was wild. Maybe this was like essentially becoming like the next like president. We don't know. What's under president? The vice president. Maybe it's that.
Well, so this is the other thing. Why does nobody care that he's left? He student president.
You say that. I think because you see on MySpace, everyone's like, where the hell did he go? Everyone, I think he's gone to rehab. Immediately, that's the comment. Everyone like, he's went to rehab. Everyone, yep, that checks out. He was scat. He was constantly mocking people. He was coked out of his mind.
Yeah.
Fair enough, he goes to rehab. We should have still voted for him, though. He's great, though.
It's crazy that all the students voted for him. Don't you remember one of his big things is he doesn't want to do anything for the environment? But I'm like, why does the student council have that say over the school?
I just love they were like, should we plant a bunch of trees? Burn them.
In America, the student council actually get a budget of money to try and do things?
Maybe like a really private school you can do. I thought it was just to look, because your partner just did it because you got like, I think
they got paid at the end.
You got $100 for like a public school, and then I think it also looks good on like a resume or university.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason anyone in Australia does it. Maybe you do get like a budget in America.
Yeah. If
that's
anyone,
bonkers. Don't give children a budget.
Yeah. If anyone knows, email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to know if things are done differently in America. Do student councils get money to spend?
I think it's crazy that they would be given a budget and then also be given like the keys to the environment.
Yeah,
like
right?
Don't let the children pick solar panels. You know, just let someone else do it. You know.
It also seems like he ran an expensive campaign.
Oh yeah,
right?
lot of posters.
So many posters.
Well, he's got a coin. Dad's worth what? Like, I don't know. He's making like $3 million a year, maybe.
I reckon he'd be making like $750 a year.
Okay,
which is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a single income family.
Yeah. It's tough.
And he's got a cleaner, a blind man, and 3 homes over the course of the film.
It's a tough life, you know?
Yeah. And frankly, he's willing to just abandon his boy.
Oh, yeah. That's what you need to do to succeed. And quite frankly, Beasley's gross.
Yeah. How to win over friends and succeed in life? What's that name of that book?
Oh, that like...
I only know the Simon Pegg movie version, which is how to lose friends and alienate people.
That's funny. Is it just like... It's like a sort of... fuck everybody, you can like nail it.
I guess so. I just feel like the dad's doing that book.
Oh yeah, but he's nailing it. Here's the thing.
He is. Well, that's the thing. He's making that money. Let's get to the fact that he tries to live for a bit in this home.
Yes.
His only friend is the cleaner. She's happy to be working here now, it seems. And she's moved in full time.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
He then hires him a tutor, which is Neil Patrick Harris as a blind man. How insulting is this to have your dad go, I want you to get an education, but I don't want them to see you?
I think it's like a double one, because they haven't committed to him being so ugly that I think the whole conceit would be that this man is blind. It's the only way anyone would sort of trust. Like if he was the like Beauty and the Beast, you'd be a bit like, it's good he's blind because no one else would respect him. Because he's fine, and you've also introduced a cleaner into the room.
Yeah.
Now it just feels like you're like, okay, so what? The dad's just like, well, fuck it, I don't want to see him there. But then also, you just have Neil Patrick Harris doing a blind bit for the whole film, and it's not tasteful.
It's very distant. And everybody should have gone, no.
Everyone should go watch this film for that, because he's also, you're like, oh, maybe he's all right, but then he's also so smarmy the whole time.
He's really just sexually active.
Oh my God, constantly.
Really horny.
Yeah, Beastly's like, I'm going to message Vanessa. We haven't gotten to Vanessa, but...
Who?
Neil Patrick's like, you want to fuck her? Good. Smack her on the ass and do it like I did. Before I had my sight, be looking down at tits. And you're like, oh my God, Neil, stop.
Are all of these people cursed by the witch?
Well, see, here's the thing. Because it feels cruel that the green card is like a curse. That feels like it's pushing another thing aside. But then you've also just got Neil Patrick Harris, who was blind at 15. So is the witch going, I'm going to curse you, and in a couple of years' time you'll be redeemed? What did he do at 15? Do you think he ran another similar campaign?
Maybe. It was like... Yeah, was that thing where he's just like... He was maybe more strict and was like... Fat, ugly people.
I hate seeing them.
I don't want to see them anymore. And she was like, if you don't want to see them anymore, see nothing.
Yeah. What did the cleaner get? Why did she curse her? That feels just like an L on American immigration policy.
Yeah, that just feels like she's a loving mother and they were like, you're cursed with not seeing your kids. That actually feels like
maybe the witch is like mega just like, I don't like immigration. How about that? That's my curse.
Why do we think the witch is always right? You know, it'd be fun if the witch was cursing the wrong people.
Oh, totally.
Crazy. She just like cursed Vanessa Hudgens. Was just like you don't stand up for yourself, and thus are going to take away your ability to stand. And Vanessa Hudgens is like, no.
Let's get into Vanessa Hudgens because
What a character.
what a character.
This is female in film.
This is a depiction of female in film. I gotta tell you, good on those High School Musical films, the director, because I feel like the whole film, everyone's acting ability, I think, is meeting what that film is.
Yeah.
She seems very weird in this film. She seems almost drunk. I just don't know what everyone's dialogue is like that. It's like, how you doing? Good. I'm nailing it.
Yeah, I think when you're given such a stirring drama like this one,
It's hard to judge.
it's hard to do because it is
hard
so
to reach.
powerful,
Yeah.
and you know that you're doing an adaptation of such a famous novel.
Yeah.
I think just the weight of a role can get to you.
That's fair enough.
So I don't know what excuse we could possibly give her
No.
here.
I'm glad she does not come to the table.
So let's talk about her plot.
I think my main issue not main issue, but like if you want to fix this film slightly, don't have, I guess, them meet at the start so aggressively. She's also totally in love with him. The curse can only be lifted. The curse can only be lifted if she says "I love you."
Everyone seems to love him, but I guess that what the witch is saying is it's just because he's attractive.
I think just because he's attractive, and the whole thing is the witch is like, you need to become less vain and pretty much develop a personality. And I don't think he developed a personality. I think he just gang stalks Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
And I think she's just like, listen, you kind of look like a guy I was really into, and that's enough for me. That's enough for me. His whole thing, at one point, she's like, hey, you're actually not that fucking ugly. And Alex Pettyfer's like, thank fuck. Jesus Christ. This might be okay. I might get by on my looks alone.
Well, so this is what's interesting about Alex Pettyfer's performance here, because it is objectively bad. It's a bad performance, in my opinion. Sorry, Alex. But he is, I think, doing a good imitation of how the Beast is in the animated movie, which is like cartoonish and swervy, and like the aggressive like dragging of the face, and you know, him like kicking the walls and being like overly aggressive.
Yeah, he
actually is copying that performance.
Yeah,
so I don't know, but
I think it's too late, because I think 20 minutes of just him being like, screw you, I hate you, you're fat, gross. You're like, oh man, that just feels. It's hard to suddenly come back. It's just like, you actually earned all this. I'm fine with you being cursed. If anything, I want to go further.
I just think it's odd that he seems to be the only one that has either been told to take influence from the animated movie, or he himself has been like, I'm pretending I'm the Beast from the animated movie, and everybody else is like, well, we're doing our own thing.
It's such half-half, because I think the costuming is so non-committal.
No, yeah.
So you're just sort of like, well, you can't actually go crazy. It's odd.
Well, so here's the thing. Do we think the cleaner and Neil Patrick Harris, are they the clock and the candle?
No. I think, I don't know.
Is she the teapot?
I think she's Mrs. Potts.
Yeah.
And I think...
I'll tell you what, Neil Patrick Harris is given Chip.
Oh,
he's given Chip.
He wishes giving Chip. That's a big Luminaire guy right there, if I've ever seen it.
If Neil Patrick Harris was also French, then his performance would be like, not bad anymore,
I feel like
but
he's like, I want to be French, but only like the sort of like sexual energy of French. You're like, okay, but you're blind. It's like, cool, I'll start perving on the wall.
He's like, I want to have the sexual chemistry of like essentially the sentence of like that's what his performance.
His direction was just like, you are French and horny, but you're blind, and that's
American. He comes in dressed as like Matt Murdock from Daredevil.
I thought so too.
He's got like a cane, and he's got...
Do we think there's like one blind store in like New York City? It's like, listen, we can dress you up. But
we're going to dress you in leather and hints of red.
He wears the glasses as well, doesn't he? Like
he wears the red glasses. It's crazy that they're like, so it'd be crazy to just hint throughout the movie he was Matt Murdock. Neil Patrick Harris, why are you never here at night? Why do you always come back with fresh bruises? Why are you a lawyer?
He gave off a bit. What was he teaching him?
Poetry.
Oh, this is crazy.
I thought this would be a fake poem, which is like, how I enjoy Coca-Cola as a brand. But I looked it up. It's a real poem, I guess. Egg on my face. I don't know poetry.
Here's the thing. They've not picked good poems. They've not picked good song choices. Constantly, you know, in like reality TV show, when like someone gets broken up with, and then just like, this is not the end, but it might be the beginning. This song, every single song choice is this, just constantly, except one that's really horny at the end that's just like, skinny dipping in the lake. I was naked and running around. It's when Vanessa and him are kissing. It's very intimate.
Well, that's the thing is they can't actually elevate the material to be sexual. So the song needs to be like, what they did later was have sex.
Oh, skin on skin, penetrative sex. It was real messy. Come everywhere on the walls. Neil Patrick Harris stepped in it.
Neil Patrick Harris immediately slipped in it, and the cleaner was like, "I'm not cleaning it up."
Beasley's been here for 5 months. Has come everywhere.
You are right though. Soundtrack wise, this movie's swimming in Owl City. Every song, I was like, "Is this Owl City again?"
You never want to be swimming in Owl City.
Oh, you never want. I'll tell you what. It is one of the things that ages any movie. Is you're like, Owl City, 2011,
and that's exactly where it was. And there's no.
None of them could afford Fireflies though, because that's obviously like the.
Where would you put Fireflies though?
At the beginning of every movie. That's the movie you're like.
Yeah,
it's either the beginning or the end when things are wrapping up.
The Dark Knight Rises could really have benefited with Fireflies at the start.
When Bane ever monologues, it would be great to be like
Faintly.
do 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 do.
Okay, so pretty much it's been 5 months. He's been moping around. Neil Patrick Harris is like, dude, you gotta get some puss like me. Last night at the club, I was getting filthy. I don't really know what changes him. I don't know what gets him out of his skin, but Neil Patrick Harris and him hit golf balls off into a residential area. Just hit golf balls.
I thought this was crazy. I was like, that's...
No way you're getting a large house in New York City and not being near lots of homes.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you were trying to keep a low profile, don't go up onto your roof, scream at the top of your lungs and hit golf balls at other homes.
It's crazy. Neil Patrick Harris must have, I guess, not watched the movie since he became blind, because he's just doing, what's up?
Yeah.
There's a whole montage where he does that 9 times.
Well, I think it's one of those things that they haven't told Neil Patrick Harris's character that they're just not in the countryside. They're like, you realize this is New York? And he's like, we hit golf balls off the top nightly. What are you telling me? Thought we were at the lake house. I got dropped off here. No, I don't know where I am.
I read some trivia, and I don't know. But saying that though, I trust IMDb trivia.
You've got to.
You've
got to take it all at face value.
I'm all 100% in on it, because pretty much he was like method. He's like, I'm going to wear contacts. I'm going to be blind for the whole time. So I assume he got walked around the set and just like, this is your room, and you're going to now perform. You're hitting golf balls.
Do you reckon once he took them off and they were just like, that's right, you're in the movie Beastly, he was like, what? No! I thought I was in something of merit. I thought Spielberg was directing me. I couldn't tell. I was method. I love IMDb trivia. You've got to treat it like blind items. Take them all at face value.
I don't know why. Blind items are so funny, because I feel like at a young age, I remember seeing all those gossip magazines, just like, Brad Pitt does crack? Question mark? I'm like, don't be ridiculous. But anybody jumps on TikTok and just like, here's the new blind item. John Mulaney has just pissed on a little orphan. You're like,
that's right.
Well, it might be true.
Yeah.
It might be true.
All
It probably is.
All the blind items are like, Chapel Roan stabbed 11 orphans at the Grammys, and you're like, why did they allow her to do that?
She's got to stop. She's got to stop. I don't know where they get them from. I just assume because it looks so gross and cheap. Have you seen? I don't know what that app is.
I know.
I take them all at face value. It's all true.
Yeah, I have a friend that does take them all at face value, and when she brings them up, I'm always just like, that's not true. There was one recently that was like, I was making fun of it because I was like, sounded like the equivalent of like Troye Sivan hooks up with Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, he's just not gay, I guess. Like,
I love it though, because like, no, it has to be vague, so they don't use their name. It's like, this A+ celebrity that starred in Dune 2. That was the main guy. I think he played Paul.
Brackets, Timothy Chalamet, I believe is his name.
Timothy Chalamet. I'm pretty sure I saw him snogging Paul Giamatti last night. It was nasty.
Yeah, that's right. The Rhino from Amazing Spider-Man 2 hooked up with
this
Sandman.
A- celebrity. Yeah. Let's get into, I guess, it's been 5 months. I don't really know how this happens. I went to go make a tea. I come back and it's a new film. Essentially, we're on the fire escape.
This threw me. I sit down. I had to rewind because I couldn't take it all in. I couldn't understand what was going on.
Let's really break it down. Essentially, Vanessa Hudgens and her father are on a fire escape. There's 2 muggers who are like, we're going to shoot you. Okay? Alex Pettyfer is walking in a random alley.
No, they owe them money.
They owe them money. Apologies.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Alex Pettyfer is walking in this dingy alley
He's been
as well.
stalking Vanessa.
He's been stalking. Yeah, that's most of the half of the film, him gang stalking her. Essentially, he goes up, He saves Vanessa, beats one of the muggers to the ground. He then brings Vanessa down for the fire escape, walks out the alley, puts her on some steps, comes back down. This is like a 6-minute interaction. He then goes back up to the fire escape. The father's now holding the gun. He's shot a man. One of the other guys who's mugging him is like, I'm going to get revenge on you, runs away. Alex Pettyfer's like, right, I'm blackmailing you. Takes a photo of him, takes a photo of the dead bodies, like, I now own you, which is crazy because I feel like the film's been trying to be, he's a good person. He's like, I'm now kidnapping your daughter, so she's gonna make me love you.
I need to be pretty again.
Yeah.
And my only way is to kidnap your daughter. Am I good? Tell me I'm good.
It feels like the witch is like, listen, you got away with it, but you had to essentially get Stockholm Syndrome a woman, so I don't know if it counts. The dad's like, ugh,
Yeah, at the end of the movie, it would be great if he's like, why wasn't the curse lifted? And she's like, of course it wasn't lifted. You didn't do it right at all.
You kidnapped a woman, pretty much didn't leave it. He's like, hey, if his mugger's going to kill you, you better not leave his house.
Yeah.
You better not fall in love with me. I'm the only, you've only got Neil Patrick Harris or me.
Yeah, she's like, you couldn't have done it more wrong. Me cursing you punished another poor woman at school. I've never seen a curse backfire on me this much before. God, you're just the worst.
But dad is so scared shitless. The next day, Alex Pettyfer opens a door. The dad and Vanessa are there. And Vanessa's like, what are we doing here? I'm scared for my life. I will never trust anybody in this home.
Yeah. What's he told her?
No clue.
Because she's like, nobody's to talk to me here. And this is a lovely home.
Yeah.
So what does she think's
Still
going on?
not furnished. It's been 5 months. Where's the furniture?
What are they going to do? Furnish it for 3 people? You just need one room furnished, the kitchen and the bedroom.
Well, no, because there's one scene which is a crazy montage.
Neil Patrick Harris isn't going to enjoy any of the styling.
There's one scene where Beastly's rock climbing. I thought he'd get beast powers because he looks like he's climbing around the walls. It never comes back up again. There's definitely a rock climbing wall.
Well, do we think that they... in the book, maybe he actually did become like a wolfman creature.
I looked this up. Again, it's an IMDb trivia, but
you've got to take it at face value.
Apparently, in the book, he's more he's furry and he's all fucked up looking.
Yeah.
He looks like that kind of in between of American and werewolf.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I thought it would, because I was like, there's no way
that's why Neil Patrick, because I don't think the cleaner's meant to be there. I think it's Neil Patrick Harris is like, I'm blind, so I just take you at face value.
Yeah.
And you seem nice.
Like IMDb trivia. God, there's so much in common between IMDb trivia and Neil Patrick Harris's character. Everything is face value. Yeah, so that's the conceit as to why she moves in. Yeah. So I don't understand. So the dad has told her, wait, no, but somebody's out there hunting for him.
Yes.
Because there's later a text, the dad's like, it's okay for you to come home. Back. And then she doesn't reply, and he, I assume, celebrates with drugs.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got away with the money and the drugs.
And I haven't had to pay for a daughter for the last 6 months, so I have money.
New York rent? That was my main downside. Yeah. Some little freak was like, I'm kidnapping him. I'm like, great, you take her in the tower, I'm going to get loaded. Manhattan Coke is good.
Me and John Mulaney have been up in the height of Manhattan.
A bunch of people have been writing demure blind eyes about me. I don't give a fuck. They keep calling me a C- drug cartel dealer. Okay, so then we're in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
So far, Alex Pettyfer's done just bad things, and so far I'm all on this curse. He then spends, I'd say, 10 minutes of this film buying her love. He's like, goes to clean, he's like, go get her some Dior, go get her some Balenciaga. And just keep dropping over the house and slowly. I think he thinks love is 100%er. And I think he's like, every time I give her a gift, I go up 5%.
Yeah.
It feels like he's like, I'm just earning her love in increments and percentages.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
for me.
absolutely.
At one point, he's like, I'm so close, witch. I'm at 82%. Please give me more time.
I do love it. So he builds her a greenhouse.
Yes.
Over the course of what? Half an hour?
I assume it's because a bunch of seasons happen. We know it's been 6 months. And then he builds a greenhouse.
We know it because his tattoos are also it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So you've got flair.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just here's a little stuff. I think genuinely, he's moped around the house for 5 months and then he's built a greenhouse and bought some Dior. And that's been about 11 months. So I think he's got a month now for her to fall in love. Thank God he's still hot because that seems to be the only thing that both of them are into.
Yeah.
They built this greenhouse, hideous. Just a bunch of doors, glass doors.
It's all doors.
And a bunch of roses. Neil Patrick Harris is like, here's some poetry, woo her.
Crazy when Neil Patrick Harris walks in, they're immediately like, leave.
Yeah. What's his lesson? Because he's like, I'm going to teach you. And Alex Pettyfer's like, no, don't worry. She's horny for me. Well, I'm reading I'm reading poetry at her, and it's building up the love.
I guess in the end, Alex Pettyfer did learn to love people and respect them, but is now also behind a grade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he didn't study over this year.
If that's his only downside, that he missed a year of school, fine.
Yeah.
I think he's gotten pretty good.
I would have given anything at the age of 17 to have a gap year in a nice home in Manhattan, hitting golf balls, making a greenhouse,
I
and
don't
learning
know.
about poetry.
I feel like if you're not hot and you're 17, spending a year in your home is the dream. I think if you're hot, go nuts, go outside. But oh my god, the home's safe and it's pure.
Yeah. I didn't realize so much of the movie revolved around her just wanting to go to Machu Picchu on a school trip.
Where did this come from? Because at one point they're just like, it's Machu Picchu, I gotta go to Machu Picchu. Did she want to go there for drugs, or did she want to go there to escape the drug deals, or did she just want to go on a holiday? Or did she have like some connection to Machu Picchu?
She clearly loves the word and has never thought about it more. She's gone, if you got a fun word, you got a fun country.
You got a fun country. They're pretty much back in love. Okay? They're falling in love, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We've got like 20 minutes of the movie left. I just can't believe it. They're just like, let's speed run this relationship. Carl, they go to the zoo. Blink and you'll miss it, because I literally had to be like, why are we at the zoo? I think they're just flexing to go to a location. At one point, Alex Pettyfer's like, let's sneak into the elephant enclosure, see this movie. I cried here once, and that's my tragic backstory.
That's where the movie was?
Right?
Oh, okay. I did not pick up on that being a zoo.
I don't know why they bothered, because they're like, no animals, just empty cages at night, and we're going to watch a movie. And then I think Vanessa's just like, my mum died. I think she was a drug dealer. Anyway, we'll get over it, huh?
Why is this movie so like hardcore in the sense of dealing with ODing, drug dealers?
Yeah.
They're all in high school though.
Yeah.
Everybody's
no
rich.
trauma. They're chill.
Yeah.
God, money solves a lot of issues.
It does.
Oh my god.
All my issues would be solved with money, but I wouldn't be fulfilled.
I could buy fulfillment. I think I could do it.
I
think a lot of people are like, money doesn't buy you happiness. I reckon I could give it a good crack.
I definitely get to the point of being fulfilled, so much so that the money just ended up in my veins.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's been writing letters this entire time, by the
Yes.
way. And I also missed this conceit. So he's written a letter every day for like the 6 months she's now been there.
Yeah.
So we're looking at like a good 200-ish letters.
Yeah.
He wraps them up in a nice little red bow. Is his idea to give them to her? Because how does she end up with them on the train? Because I think I missed that.
I missed that entirely, because he's like, don't read them.
Then I'm like, if you don't want her to read them, why does she have them?
Yes. I don't think she stole them.
Did I miss it?
I missed it. I don't know what happened. I assume he said he gave it to her and then was like, don't read it while I'm in proximity.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it
well,
was.
I guess maybe he gave them to her and then she got the text of the OD. But I just missed it, and I have no idea if it's the movie's fault or my fault.
No.
So I'm happy to.
But there's a lot of things that come left field. It's like, we're doing Machu Picchu now. You're like, where's that come from?
Are we always gonna go to Machu Picchu?
Yeah. They finish up, they go to the house, and then they're just like, well, let's go. We need to go. The cartel's coming. We need to go hide in this lake house.
Yeah. So this is what threw me completely is the fact that there is no like actual climax to this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, is it going to come ahead with the cartel finding her? Is it going to be are we going to have like a big all is lost moment? But she reads the letters and loves them. And it's just him.
I know, maybe I'm just misremembering, but I feel like the way the curse is lifted in Beauty and the Beast is that the Beast lets her go.
Yeah.
And that shows that he actually loves her so much he's willing to become like a beast for her freedom.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I think redeems him, right? Are they doing that here, really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's still got her in a cage. Like, you can't leave, though. I really need you to stay. Because I need to be
But the thing is, he lets her go, and that's love.
Yeah, but I think she just wants to go on a holiday.
Oscar, that's
I
love.
think she just wants to go on a holiday in Machu Picchu.
Yeah, and doesn't he? He must be so happy he got attractive right before the Machu Picchu trip.
Oh my god. Isn't it crazy?
Why did she ever keep that photo of him? He is a jerk.
Oh, such a massive dickhead. We didn't even talk about it, but he's also dating
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson.
That was like, I was like, whoa, Dakota Johnson's in this?
Yeah.
That's sick.
There's one scene where he's at a party, he's deformed, and he's got like his nerdy friend and Dakota Johnson now hooking up.
Yeah.
And they kind of stop kissing a moment and go, hey, I'm feeling like Alex Pettyfer was really holding us all back. And they're really genuine, like, I feel much nicer. I feel like I'm not being mean.
Lighter.
I feel lighter.
And they say it loud.
And they say it loudly, and they're not like, fuck that guy. They're just like, this is a good thing. I think he needs some space. I think we need some space. It's really healthy, and I want to follow their story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because he's on MySpace. He's on MySpace a lot. I love all the MySpace stuff. Because
They thought that was never going away.
Oh, of course it won't.
They were all in on MySpace.
All this, he's got somebody post just like, no fatzos, if you got gut, kill yourself. And he's just like, maybe I'll deactivate my account, but don't you feel sad for me?
He was like, God, I've got to start afresh.
I have not got the looks to have these opinions.
Alex Pettyfer rebrand. Here we go.
Anyway, we get to, she gets a text that's just like, hey, cartel's done, we're all good.
Yeah.
She's like, cool, maybe Machu Picchu.
Yeah. Everything just comes together. He then walks into school and is like, yeah, I look ugly, but I love you. And she's like, that's great. I'm going to go to Machu Picchu, but I love you and I loved your letters.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, and transforms. And then she's like, nah, I've got to stay. Where's he gone? Where has he possibly been? Oh, you're back suddenly? And then she calls him and his phone rings. And he's like, do you believe in magic? And she's like, of course I do.
Of course, it's New York. There's like 80 witches in this city.
Yeah.
They're wreaking
We
havoc.
go to school with a clear witch. I've seen her do spells.
A bunch of fucking curses. She takes a spell elective. It's very much ingrained in our culture, spells. Of course I believe. Oh, it's pretty much like getting an STD, a curse. You know? I will say this. My favorite line is when they're before going, they're like, the bus to Machu Picchu's going. What the heck? Do you know where they are? New York to Machu Picchu? What a bus would that take?
So, yeah, but I think that bus is like the magic school bus. So it's like, guys, we're going into someone's body and they're going to Machu Picchu.
What an inefficient way to travel. But like, okay, everyone get on the bus. We're going to shrink down, jump into... Now Todd is going to get a flight from New York to to South America.
And we have to survive his white blood cells.
We're gonna try and explore it and dislodge a bunch of clogs. He's getting a nice treatment. He's also getting a nice holiday
We're
out
going
of
to
it.
see what cancer looks like on the inside. Prostate cancer for the man out there. You gotta check.
You gotta get checks up, guys. There's no magic cure for prostate cancer.
I know, and you'd be shocked. I get you're all 17 right now, but it'll sneak up on
It's
you.
a killer. 19-year-olds have the most prostate cancer you could ever believe.
Always be checking. Anyway, I'm Miss Frizzle, and this is our trip to Machu Picchu. Well, we hit our allotted time for the episode, Oscar, and so now we must simply reveal who would watch this.
Oh my God.
You may go first.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Fundamentally, I think this film is flawed. I just think because you are given 20 minutes of one of, dare I say, the worst characters I've ever seen committed to screen, and then the film is clawing it back, not even half hard, they're not trying to redeem him. And I'm just like, no, curse this man. On top of just all the awkward, we didn't even talk about like how stilted everybody is, but like really everyone is like, I'm doing a one-dimensional character and I'm not nailing it. So you're just left with this horrible janky film. And again, he's not that ugly. He's not that ugly, and that's the curse. Make him filthy. Make him gross. He's got a rocking bod. I just think that most people would take his life over this. So I do think, though, it is too much fun to watch in a group. You have to watch in a group. Because I watched it with someone else, and it's so much fun. Like, it's just, every scene is so odd that it's just good. Carl, who would watch this?
If you've ever owned Tumblr, this is the film for you.
You know what? Although this film definitely has not aged well, you can just see the black and white GIFs that this would have created on Tumblr.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair enough.
You can just see the Tumblr questions of like, would you love me if I was a beastly?
Oh my God, the quotes.
Yeah.
One of his quotes is just, Daddy don't go hard.
I would have loved to. I was like, I totally forgot about this, but I really wanted to go back and just write down his speech at the beginning. That's basically like, embrace the suck. I'm better than you. You guys all know it.
You're ugly. You're ugly. I'm so much more attractive. You don't vote for me, you'll only get uglier.
I'm the
pretty people win. Okay? Everyone knows that if you're hot, people like you. That's really all it is. Does he learn? He doesn't learn.
He never would. He simply never would.
He's too attractive. Here's the thing. The second he got back hot, he'd be like, well, I don't care. I'm still going to thrive.
If you've ever longed for a New York experience, this film's for you. Oscar, who would watch Beastly?
I guess if you want inspo for your 3 blind mice costume, don't get it from here. Carl, who would watch Beastly?
If you're just unsure about how muggings work, it's this.
It's this.
Take lots of photos.
Yep.
Trap women. Oscar, who would watch Beastly?
I guess if you had Dakota Johnson, you'd be like, I'm in that.
Yeah.
Carl, who'd watch Beastly?
If you're just searching for a new cool look, this film's for you.
Thank you very much for listening, Carl. What are we doing next week?
Next week, we will be doing Flight Risk.
Oh my God.
Finally, I know, actually, I think we might have said it the week before, but we just did not get to a cinema in time.
Oh my God, we couldn't. Mel Gibson, I'm so sorry to you. I'm so sorry to Marky Mark, but we'll be front row very soon. I'll be looking up.
Well, the whole thing was we were like, we want bald Marky Mark, and then we said, what if we got bald Alex Pettyfer?
It's a good
and here
trade-off.
we are.
It's a good trade-off.
And here we are.
Thank you so much for listening.